Chief Education and Research Officer of the OWTU, and I'm also the General Secretary of the Joint Trade Union Movement. This is not a debate. Neither is it a classroom where you give a lecture and ask students for questions. I am therefore not going to ask a question. I will make a statement, state a position, and will not require your response. I want to start by saying that we recognize the grandmothers, the mothers, the fathers who came, who spoke here this afternoon. And to say that we stand with every single citizen that says no to a rate increase. When I listen to the presentations or lectures, I recognize that electricity is being treated like any other commodity that is bought and sold in the marketplace. It is not. Electricity, unlike other commodities, is what citizens need to live, to survive. And therefore, we reject this idea and this ideology that somehow we can commodify electricity. We reject that. We reject the idea that we can present technical, rational justification to place an additional burden on citizens for a commodity that is in fact should be a human right. What we're in fact going to be doing by marketizing and commodifying electricity is plunging Trinidad and Tobago into energy poverty. When I look around this room and we take a note of the people that are in the consultations, taking time out of their day to come and express what they feel, what I see are ordinary men and women of Trinidad and Tobago. I don't see multinational corporations. I don't see the big conglomerates. I don't see elites. Just ordinary men and women who struggle every single day just to put food on the table. That's who's here. That's who's here. You see this incentive regulation model? A bourgeois idea by bourgeois economists and bourgeois theorists imposing on our Trinidad and Tobago a bourgeois idea. What I would have liked to have seen is not no incentive regulation model, but a human right regulation model. What kind of Trinidad and Tobago do we really want, sisters, brothers, members of the RIC, because you live here? In the end, that's what it is, you know. This has nothing to do with tier 1, tier 2, and all of that. CapEx, OPEX, depreciation. All of that is just terms. You know what is at stake here? What kind of Trinidad and Tobago will we have? One of the most disrespectful slides I saw there was a slide that I see is the use of a tool, not just by RIC, but by other government agencies, to somehow compare us to other countries. Like to do that. And that slide, to make us feel bad. But the countries that were being compared to, they're not oil and gas countries. So what happened to the natural resources of our country belonging to the people of Trinidad and Tobago? That is why those things were put in place. That's why those subsidies existed. Not for us to be treated as though we are little children who spoiled. It's a disrespectful slide. When we see, let me tell you, when you see T&Tech trucks, when you see yellow trucks, because I didn't hear no mention about that, the abuse of contractors in the T&Tech system. All of us see yellow trucks up and down. They're not T&Tech trucks, you know. A lot of them are contractor trucks. So right under our nose, they are privatizing electricity. And now want us to pay for that. I want to close. And again, I want to remind the panel, this is not a classroom. Don't need to respond to me. I'm not asking no questions. I just want all of us to reflect on that fundamental issue of what kind of Trinidad and Tobago do we want, where we commodify everything, where everything must belong to the market? No. There are some things that must be held with great value and esteem, where the ideas of people owning the commanding heights of the economy, they were not just dreams, they were real. There was a vision for this country. What kind of Trinidad and Tobago? I would like to just say that the Trinidad and Tobago we want is one that shows respect for ordinary working men and women. A Trinidad and Tobago where people benefit from the natural resources of this country and not multinationals. Because that's all those PPAs facilitate. I want to see a Trinidad and Tobago where the RIC listens to the voice of the people, go back and tell the government that the people have spoken, and you see that rate increase? Not today. Not today. Because there is a bigger and brighter vision for a future Trinidad and Tobago where us and our future generations can live with dignity and with respect. Thank you.